A man lies dead in a tomb. His sisters are waiting. Jesus is nearby. Yet he does nothing. One day passes, then another, then another. By the fourth day, hope is gone. The body is decaying. The mourners have accepted reality, and only then does Jesus arrive. It's one of the strangest decisions in the Gospels, because according to John 11, Jesus loved Lazarus deeply. So why wait? Why allow his friend to die? And why wait 4 full days before raising him? The answer may be hiding inside an ancient belief almost forgotten today. The story begins in Bethany, a small village near Jerusalem. Lazarus, along with his sisters Mary and Martha, was close to Jesus. Their home appears several times in the Gospel accounts. When Lazarus became seriously ill, the sisters immediately sent a message. Lord, the one you love is sick. The expectation was obvious. Jesus would come. Jesus would heal him. Instead, something unexpected happened. John 11:6 records a detail that almost feels uncomfortable. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days. Not rushed, not concerned, not moving, waiting. By the time Jesus finally arrived in Bethany, Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. Not 1, not 2, 4. The gospel goes out of its way to mention that number, almost as if it matters, and in the world of ancient Judaism, it may have mattered more than modern readers realize. Some ancient Jewish traditions held a curious belief about death. Certain rabbinic writings, recorded centuries later but reflecting older ideas, describe the soul lingering near the body for 3 days after death. One passage from Genesis Rabbah states that the soul hovers over the body hoping to return. But when decomposition begins, the soul departs. Whether everyone believed this is uncertain. The belief does not appear in the Hebrew Bible itself. Yet it seems to have been known within Jewish culture during the Second Temple period. And if many people believed the soul remained nearby for 3 days, the 4th day suddenly becomes significant, because by day 4, every possibility was gone. No misunderstanding, no temporary coma, no mistaken burial, no chance of recovery. Death had completely won. Could this be why John emphasizes the 4th day? Could Jesus have intentionally waited until every natural explanation disappeared? The story itself seems to point in that direction. When Jesus finally arrives, Martha rushes to meet him. Her words carry both faith and disappointment. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. She believes Jesus could have healed Lazarus, but resurrection appears beyond imagination. Even Martha struggles with what comes next. When Jesus orders the stone removed, she objects immediately. Lord, by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there 4 days. John 11:39 preserves her concern with unusual detail. Again, the 4th day. Again, the reminder that decay has already begun. The body is not merely dead. The body is changing. The process of corruption has started. Ancient people understood this reality well. Without modern embalming methods, death became visible quickly. Everyone standing near that tomb knew what 4 days meant. It meant finality. It meant impossibility. And perhaps that is exactly the point. Throughout the Gospel of John, Jesus performs signs, not simply miracles, signs. Acts designed to reveal something deeper about his identity. Turning water into wine, healing a man born blind, feeding thousands with a few loaves. Each sign escalates in significance. And Lazarus becomes the final sign before Jesus enters Jerusalem, the greatest sign before the cross. But there is another layer hidden inside the story. When Jesus reaches the tomb, he does something surprising. He weeps. John 11:35 is famously the shortest verse in many English translations. Jesus wept. Yet it may be one of the most profound, because Jesus already knows Lazarus will walk out alive. He knows the ending. Still, he cries. Why? Some scholars argue he is grieving alongside the family. Others suggest he is confronting the terrible reality of death itself, a force that entered the world through human rebellion, a power that has enslaved humanity since Eden. For a brief moment, the Creator stands before his enemy's work, and he mourns. Then comes the command, "Take away the stone." The crowd watches, the tension builds, the tomb is opened. Jesus calls out with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." And the impossible happens. A dead man walks, wrapped in burial cloths, alive. The crowd witnesses something beyond healing. This is not restoring health. This is reversing death. The event shocked ancient observers so deeply that John later records many religious leaders plotting against Jesus because of it. Not despite the miracle, because of it. The sign was too powerful, too public, too undeniable. But perhaps the greatest mystery is not Lazarus, perhaps it is Jesus himself. Because Lazarus eventually died again. His resurrection was temporary, a sign pointing forward, a preview, an announcement. Only weeks after raising Lazarus, Jesus would enter Jerusalem. Soon he would be arrested, crucified, buried, and unlike Lazarus, nobody would call him out of the tomb. He would rise by his own authority. The fourth day at Bethany was never only about Lazarus. It was preparing people for something even greater. The delay was not absence, the silence was not neglect, and the waiting was not weakness. By arriving on the fourth day, Jesus chose the moment when death appeared strongest, so that everyone watching would understand who truly held power. Because the real mystery is not why Jesus waited 4 days. The real mystery is that death believed 4 days would be enough.